Yes, sir. Family.
My little bro, man, I've been fucking with Bassy for a minute, man. Welcome to the show, Sebastian Telfair.
Family.
Yeah.
What up,
Family
bro?
episode.
That was good.
You know,
You all right?
let's jump back to high school. Lincoln High School. I went to Lincoln High School in Texas. You know, there's something about that name. But back in Coney Island, same school as Steph. But, you know, Steph definitely set a standard there, but you were able to take it to another level. Talk about your high school years and your experience in high school, because most don't have that experience that you had in high school. You know, we talk about the Shea Cottons.
He was a rock star.
Yeah, we talk about the Shea Cottons and LeBron James, and you right there with all of them. So talk about your experience at Lincoln High School.
Man, my experience at Lincoln was kind of dope. I ain't really look at it like that when I was in the league, tell you the truth. Like now, like I'm 38, like I've been retired for a couple of years. I'll be looking at the highlights now and I'm like, all right, like this is something I could stand on right here. Just watching how I was moving, and this as a high school player, like I'm not just like scoring because like I'm being aggressive. I'm doing between the legs, step back, three. I'm coming off the pick and rolls, making the right passes. So
shit.
yeah, I was just like, I don't know. I had an impact. I had a crazy impactful career in high school because I was training like a pro. You know, Steph, my cousin, and then my brother Fav, who was played in the league a little bit. So I was training with him to be a pro already when I came into ninth grade. Facts. And we won 3 championships. We got to tour the world. Like, I don't know, the experience with me and my teammates was like, that was something cool. We went everywhere, like got everything out of it we supposed to.
Graduated New York City's all-time leading scorer, which is crazy. All the people that come through here. You was getting NIL money before NIL money?
Facts.
Talk about that, nigga.
Now, you know, when I was thinking about it, I was like, it's a couple of dudes that been in that bracket, but like, to be left out, I'm like, come on. We definitely come on, we was getting it. They say Chris Webber was getting, we was getting it. I told them we was on payroll since 5th grade with Nike, and then we moved on to Adidas.
5th grade,
I gotta run it back because one thing I love about my story is I'm well documented. I just haven't spoke much on it, right? But now they gotta go back to the slam when I'm in 5th grade and I'm holding a Nike up like this. You know what I'm saying? They could see that picture like, yeah, we was already on payroll. So basketball been a good business for me since I was a kid, for sure.
What you was driving in high school?
Had a couple of cars.
Jag?
Yeah.
Benz?
Had a little Jag, a little Benz.
Nissan?
Yeah. Nissan was my only brand new car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was going up to Queens to the lot, getting the used cars, and then I think my junior year I went and got Nissan Z. It was like a Ferrari at the time.
Yeah.
I used to be driving that thing and hitting it from drive to neutral like I was in a Ferrari. going nowhere, like what going nowhere, like yeah. So it felt like a Ferrari for high school or so.
Is it true Magic put your dad on a plane to go to your agent?
Yeah, and I forgot about that too. Like we did so much. I forgot.
Tell me how that came about.
I forget what year. I think maybe my junior year when I was being recruited from all the agents. Magic Johnson had an agent for us, so he was calling, and I wasn't able to go, obviously. So they sent the jet for my dad, and he flew out, met them, talked to them, everything. They flew him back, and I was like, damn, that was me thinking. Now I'm like, this is a part of that story. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Because Steph was like, hold on, I did that. Georgia Tech put me on. I was like, all right, they put my pops on the jet. Magic Johnson. Whoa. I should have signed with Magic Johnson. I don't know what he was pitching, but tell him to run it back.
Right. Considering the
run it back.
He is. Where do you rank in terms of most famous high school ball players of all time? LeBron?
You said most famous?
Yeah, because, you know, we put you in that category with LeBron, Shea Cotton, you know, who else? Ronnie Fields. We'll put you in DeJuan Wagner.
It's crazy because if you say most famous, I'm obviously gonna put Braun because Braun is Braun right now.
In high school.
But in high school, nah, I'm definitely going with, I definitely gotta be number one. Because why I feel like the fashion in which we did it in. When I got to the school, we ain't have no contract for no sneakers and gear. When I left, they had a 7-8 year contract. You know what I'm saying? So all that type of talk, like, nobody can compare to me when it comes to that type of talk.
How many times you was on TV in high school?
Handful of times.
Yeah.
But we was on the Garden. We went to the Garden every year, so that was always televised. But we was packing our gym out. We sold at Madison Square Garden, 22,000 in the seats. It was crazy. We toured the whole world though. We sold out in UCLA. We had that lit. It was the LeBron show when we got there. We had the autographs all around. They got the footage of this. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Tell me how you felt when you saw this picture.
When I first seen that picture?
When you first seen it, when y'all was doing it, when you first seen the cover.
Yeah, get a drink for this one.
I didn't understand what we was doing.
Classic.
That's a super classic right there. That's a super classic. That's like catching greatness in the moment. And so people look at them type of things, they like, oh, that's materialistic, it don't mean anything. But when you coming from where I come from,
that's everything.
That's everything. And we still stand on that. So don't let nobody tell you that stuff don't mean nothing. Have your shit in order. Mm-hmm. But that stuff do mean stuff, because if that's what motivates you, then that's what you motivated by. But I'm sitting there with a Techno Marina watch on.
I was just about to ask you, what's on your
and
wrist
those
right there?
VVS's, that's from Tito, that Biggie was talking about.
Talk that shit.
Yeah, I went up to Tito.
Yeah.
Facts. Shout out my uncle Drew. Facts. So it's like, it's crazy when it comes to that. Like, come on. Like Braun know, Braun know I was with Braun. Like Braun know. Yeah, he know with the folks, how the Hummer came and all that. Yeah. Facts, yeah. We flew Braun out to New York, and Braun and them pulled up. Rich Paul, Mav, the same crew. And we had the Turtles, we all had the jerseys on, and they got to the game and they was like, they got your jerseys? I was like, yeah. Like, yeah, we sell my jerseys, right? Braun, I said this story, right? Braun only had 2 points that game. Everybody from New York pick on me about that all the time. Yo, your man came out here, he only had 2 points. Braun was ready to go. He already got what he needed to get out the trip. Mm-hmm. You feel me? When they got there and they seen how we was moving, they was like, that's it right there. That was the first time Entourage on TV was tangible to them. You know what I'm saying? Because my high school coach is not a high school coach. He's like somebody in the neighborhood. He's like your uncle in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. My assistant coaches is my brothers and cousins and people that raised us from yay high. So when we got in that situation and it was our turn, we took full advantage. And then we had Jay right there also with all the resources. So how it looked to them was like, oh shit. Facts. Braun was like, wait, I got 2 points for y'all. We gotta get on the plane because we gotta put this together. I'm about to go do what he did. What he doing right now? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that started right there. Mm-hmm. And he was online right there. He just started taking vitamins. I watched that. So it's crazy.
That's dope. Then the Sports Illustrated cover.
Oh, the Sports Illustrated cover. I ain't understand that either. In the time when I'm doing this, nah. Like the whole time in the NBA, that it didn't mean anything to me. It mean a lot now.
But how old were you on that cover? Senior?
Junior. 16, 17.
And then this one is senior year.
No, that's my sophomore year.
That's your sophomore and that's junior.
Slam is big, but Sports Illustrated is like another level. You know,
that's a whole nother level.
Be a young teenager on Sports Illustrated, so that's your junior. I mean, what was it like when that dropped? You may not have understood the shit, but the world's seen it.
It was definitely a lot of motion. It was definitely a lot of motion, but I definitely did not understand, like, you know, for a kid now, like I got my nephews playing. Now, if I was to wake up tomorrow and see one of my nephews on Sports Illustrated, like, I wouldn't know how to act.
Right.
Facts. It'd be like $1 million in your pocket. Mm-hmm. Same shit. So that's super dope.
Adidas deal.
Another Adidas, baby.
How old were you when you signed that deal?
With Adidas? 17.
And you got a nice bag out the rip, right?
Yeah.
Sonny?
Nope.
Who was it?
Kevin Wolf and them guys.
Okay.
Jim Gatto.
Jim Gatto
and them guys.
Talk about your experience with Adidas and coming into the league with shoe money and shoes, and I mean the dream continued on.
Yeah, Adidas played a huge role in this phenom, the Sebastian Telfair high school phenom. You know, because, you know, they was paying and, providing the resources for us to, be like a team, like a prep school, because a prep school, they get them type of services where they get a van or a bus to the games, or they get uniforms every year, et cetera, et cetera. Adidas made us like a prep school at the time, and that was super, super unique for being a public school in the middle of Brooklyn, where them teams don't go travel to LA, travel to Louisville, we travel so many times, and a lot of that was based on being on the Adidas budget. Facts.
You said the deal kind of gave you comfort. Did you get too comfortable, or you were just you were official, you was ready to roll now?
No, Adidas deal supposed to give me some comfort. Adidas deal actually never gave me comfort. Now maybe comfort. I wouldn't say comfort. I would say help me make my decision as far as going pro, because I wanted to go pro. Everything in my body wanted to go pro. It was just going to be how I was going to get some people around me for it to make sense. You feel me? Every time we on the court, I'm the smallest dude, all this type of stuff. So once the Adidas deal came, it made sense to people around me. So it was like, it just made it make sense. Facts.
Were there any thoughts about college?
I'm sorry?
Any thoughts about college?
Yeah, I was going to go to, if I was going to physically go to college, I was going to go to UCLA.
Okay.
Facts.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Lavin.
That was right before old boy came.
Yeah, I was facts. That's where I was gonna go.
Who was on those teams? That was the Westbrook. Was that the Westbrook era?
It don't make a difference.
No, I'm at that's the time.
Westbrook.
Kevin Love.
No, but they after me.
They're after you. So you were like Aaron Afalo.
Yeah.
Nick Darren Collison.
Yeah.
Jordan Farmar. Yeah.
Nah,
this guy here. I'm just talking about something earlier, dog. Cause he talking about UCLA, cause that's where he went.
Yeah.
He ain't been to University of Miami last year.
Yeah. The Louisville thing kind of came in with the, I don't know.
You would love LA. You would love UCLA. Through the Fire. ESPN does a doc, huge hit. How did that come together? And did you end up making any money off that, or that was just?
Shit. Through the Fire came about because it was just so lit. They were smart. They were smart enough to put the cameras up. Keep it real with you.
They knew good TV when they seen it?
Yeah, they were smart. These were some smart people saying they're trying to make their next move and ran into young Bassie. But yes, shout out to John Hawk, G-Lock and them people over there. I don't know how Through the Fire really came about. My guy Slice, who runs Bro Day, he wanted to take credit for bringing Through the Fire about, because he's to do Bro Day, so he's to bring out 10,000 people to watch the game and all this type of stuff. And that's the first time John Hawk and them seen me play. Through the Fire was cool. It means so much to the culture. Like, all the kids watch it. My man Westbrook was like, "Yo, everybody watched Through the Fire. They playing ball in the league. They watched Through the Fire." And it came out of nowhere. Like, we wasn't even talking about nothing. We was sitting on the jet. And he got I'm sitting on this seat. He got and sat down. He's like, "Yo, Bassie, everybody watch Through the Fire. If they play ball in the league, they watch Through the Fire." And I was like, this is my last year in the league. So I guess he was, I don't know. You know how guard work though. That was supposed to be set on my ears, so I know after the effect that I had on the culture, for sure.
I mean, you had a lot of people come to your games. For those who don't know, can you give us a short list? I know we know Jay-Z, Derek Jeter. Who else? The likes that came to see the young kid.
Marvin Shaw in there, Spike Lee. We had Spike Lee in the building.
That's dope.
We had Spike Lee in the building, and we gotta get back to Adidas too. We ain't letting Adidas off the hook like that too, though.
Tell us what you need to tell us.
Now, because Adidas was a big part of me making my decision to go to the league, and everyone know about the deal, obviously, because it was in the movie, and so everyone kind of, even the owners of the NBA during my time in the league, everyone looked at me like I had that deal and that money came through my pockets, and it didn't.
You never touched none of that?
No, I ain't touched. Hold on,
that was like a $12 million deal, $13 million. You didn't get none of it?
It was $15 million salary base, and then they had other incentive, which was $10 million, $5 million. You're gonna hit, like, average 21 minutes, that type of shit. 72% from the free throw line. I mean, me and Adidas been doing. I was Adidas baby basically. I'm the first and only person from 8th grade to play in ABCD camp. Put they sneakers and market them the whole time when I was in high school, like, you know, for peanuts. That S31T that the kids talk about, I see it all in the comments. I used to wear that band. When I started doing that, me and Jay Frost, you know, my guy from Coney Island, he works for Flawless. He got the Frostbite show and all that, but he's an alumni of Lincoln. He made that for me. And then Adidas seen that on me and they started putting, then I seen the T, Mag 1, whatever. They started doing that for all the Adidas guys. So I've been around Adidas for a long time. And when you watch the movie, like I said, the Bro Day and Through the Fire kind of go hand in hand because that's where they came to my community and watched me play at, right? So then when we get Adidas, they understand that we coming from kind of a street ball setting. You know what I'm saying? We from Coney Island, we playing street ball, the N1 mixtape and all that stuff is lit at the time. And when they asked Adidas why y'all signed Sebastian, they said for street credibility. Like that's what their answer was. And regular living my regular life, some street turmoil when I was a complete victim in a situation, and they get to snatch the money back off the rip. A year, 2 years into the deal, and I'm like, nah, that wasn't protecting me. That wasn't helping me at all. Facts. Because if they would have put any type of, only thing they said, if you don't get drafted, the deal is void. Other than that, that's supposed to be my money. I ain't going for that. And when they took that money back, me and my family never functioned the same way. That's why my career was like that. And everybody looking at me like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? Fuck y'all mean what's wrong? A lot was wrong. Facts. And I kind of blame that on Adidas, because if you come get my son right now and I'm watching you with my son and taking care of my son, and then y'all walk him all the way over there, and then the first hurdle he got to jump over, y'all don't jump over that hurdle with him, I would have a problem with that. Facts. Like a real problem like that. Like a real problem.
So where's that shit? Like, did you sue him? Like, where's it staying? Like, what's the deal?
It was so much shit going on. Nobody cared about that money at the time. It ain't make sense. And I was a kid, so I didn't understand that I was protecting my security. You know what I'm saying? My security. When I mean my security, people mean like you being safe. No. When you become an adult, when you're not a kid no more, the most important thing that I'm talking to the kids now, the most important thing you're gonna have going on is your security. You having the welfare to take care of yourself. You having a house, a car, some income, the way to take care of your babies. That shit the number one thing adults is thinking about. I'm not guessing, I'm telling y'all. So them taking that away from me, like I supposed to stop everything and got the lawyers and went and fought with them about that money. Facts. And they see I'm not functioning right after. Look at my first 2 years, perfectly fine. They take the money, I'm like a whole different player. So I asked myself, like, not to keep putting Braun in my story, because Braun know I love him. I don't have not a single bad bone for Braun. Like, I'm Braun's biggest fan when it comes to it, right? But take the Nikes off of Braun his second year. Does that help Braun? Did Nike take John Moran money?
Nope.
It don't make sense. So why or how they was able to take that? So I bring that to light because I'm like, yeah, at some point I would like an answer. And Adidas, maybe they do want to give an answer. They probably got an excuse, but it's only an excuse because, like I said, you would never be able to explain to me if I'm watching you with my son. Like my son is 14 years old. I'm watching you give my 14-year-old son money, 15, 16, 17, him wearing your product. You fly him all over the country, and then you give him some money to make his decision, because, I mean, that shit would make anybody's decision. You keep it a band with you. If you got a decision to go to college or not, and they put $20 million in front of you, what you gonna do? Mm-hmm. You ain't want to hear nothing about college. So I feel like with that, money should be guaranteed. Facts.
Was it guaranteed in the contract?
Yep. It says crazy. If you don't get drafted, the contract is void. Other than that, that's your money.
I'm gonna keep it real. Brown's gonna do his thing in some flip flops, but I understand what you were saying.
I agree with you.
The mentality.
I agree with you, but Michael Jordan sit there and he would say right now, Matt, wrong. I couldn't do that without Nike. because it's how you do it. I said the way I became that phenom is with them on my side in high school.
Right.
So no, you don't become Braun without Nike like that. Y'all, no, stop it.
Yeah, Braun be going.
Now
Gonna be
I understand what you're saying with flip flops and the numbers and all that, but stop it, bro. So you trying to tell me that?
Was your shoe
so
protege?
Jordans don't help Jordan? Jordans don't help Jordan mentally?
As far as what? Just the mental side.
The mentality. You trying to tell me Jordan sneakers and everybody having his sneakers on did not help Michael Jordan mentality? I would disagree with you.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, they was gonna hoop regardless, though, is what I'm saying.
For sure. But there's levels and the ceilings to when you're going through your journey and opportunity that you get.
Okay.
Nike set those out a different type of way. And now if it goes right and you're a great player, yes, they accolades help Nike also. But nah, Matt, stop it.
No, I still believe
talking about the commercials, the
That motherfucker's gonna hoop regardless.
Think about it. Hold on. So you trying to tell me
Reebok, he wouldn't be?
And he was wearing tell me a player he was wearing Shaqs. He had to wear Shaqs.
If he was wearing Shaqs, he wouldn't be LeBron yesterday.
No, the commercials and all that. Yeah, he probably have his numbers, but no, he won't be LeBron. No,
you talking about like the business, the
it
business
all goes hand in hand to become the icon at the end of the day.
So you're saying that you're not. So
in my head,
not talking about actually playing. You're talking about the overall
playing too.
No, these motherfuckers gonna do what they're gonna do regardless.
I told y'all what Kobe said to me. Y'all can't guard me. Y'all got here on the bus. I watch y'all get on the bus. I got here on a helicopter. I ain't even know Kobe took helicopters at the time. Let him rest in peace. Love your soul, Kobe. In the locker room. So I'm like, oh shit, like we can't guard him because he's taking you feel me? It's levels. It's levels, man. I know you don't understand. I know you probably didn't have your own sneaker. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
it's levels to this.
No, I'm not even.
It's levels to it.
I'm not going to argue about the levels. What I will argue about is Kobe would have been Kobe. MJ was still MJ, and Bron would have been Bron. I understand maybe on the business.
Ask Gilbert Arenas. Ask Gilbert Arenas.
A monster. I get that machine.
Hibachi.
But that's not taking away from how they play on the court.
Ask Mr. Hibachi. Agent Zero. One of the hardest dudes to guard in the league. Ask him. He was Hibachi with them Adidas on with that contract before any turmoil. Nobody looked at him crazy. So he got any turmoil. He said it himself.
He got hurt though too.
He didn't mention he got hurt. He didn't mention he got hurt. He didn't mention that. Let me tell you what he said. Let me tell you what he said. Matt, let me tell you what he said. He said after the situation in the locker room, when I got back on the court, I noticed everything outside of the lines. That's what he said, man.
Oh, no, I agree. That could probably penetrate this kryptonite wall.
For sure. And anything penetrating the mental, you're done.
I'm not going with Bron and MJ, though. But we can move on.
You name it two dudes, so that's type of hard, but, man, stop, boy. I'm telling you. Nah, I'm not getting up there. I'm not getting up there winning 3 championships, all that movie, book, and all that, and would end up being without Adidas and Nike already taking care of my family, me seeing my mama straight off this and all that. You're bugging. Yeah, but you could be like that. Nah, I couldn't function out seeing my mom straight off for y'all out there in practice doing all that shit. Facts.
Nah, I guess that's you. I respect.
Ask Bron. Bron will say, yeah, bet you not who with anything. What's stopping? We was already in high school, already getting the little extra stuff, and we was already had that mental edge on dudes. It's a mental edge to whether you want to look at it.
It ain't what's on you.
Whether you want to agree or not, it's a mental edge when you walk out there, dudes got your sneakers on.
I'm not mad at that.
I don't know Michael Jordan. I don't know Michael Jordan, but I've seen stories of him saying when he gets to bumping gums with people, was the first thing he mentioned, Stat.
Yeah.
Take my goddamn shoes off.
He told Jack.
So don't tell me that's not a mental edge. I had my own sneakers in the stores, high tops and low tops. That said Sebastian Telfair. Actually, I wrote my nickname on them. That said Bassy, so don't tell me if you don't know. Don't tell me D-Wade. Don't say D-Wade. D-Wade didn't want to wear no other shoes. He don't care if them shit said Ching Ching. That shit's better said D-Wade on it. Don't tell me if you don't know, you don't know.
No, I don't know, but I definitely know that.
Yeah, it's levels to it. Westbrook is Westbrook. He got Westbrooks out there.
But hold on. But Kobe went from Nike or from Adidas to Nike. Why did
he didn't go from? And them shit still said Kobe Bryant on it. He went from where he should have signed, where he was, to where he should have signed off the get go. Point blank.
Should have been Nike. I ain't tripping off that.
Nah, I really we could agree to disagree, but Matt, I really feel that.
No, I mean that was your life.
Yeah,
that was your life. I'm not gonna.
I'm telling you about Bron. Yes, Bron got a mental edge right now. Y'all thinking you crazy? All the kids with his sneakers on, all that. If you think that don't play no effect on LeBron,
has a mental edge, but
you're bugging. My mom's got a Lamborghini. That don't have a. Come on, bro. Stop it. that do play effect on the game. So that's why you do get dudes in the league.
I would say this though, if I had my own shoe and I was playing against a nigga and he walked in there with my shoes on,
that make you feel. I get what you're saying, the mental side, but I'm talking about just the game
Watch
itself.
out, pass the rock, man. I got him.
Too, nigga. You gonna take a picture after the game too, nigga? You gotta point out my shoes on.
A couple people had some proteges though, didn't they?
They weak just like me with them shits
on. What role did Jay-Z play in your life?
Oh man, I could have never met Jay, and Jay would have played the role in my life. He would have been with you, but Jay just live. Like Jay just one of the real ones. Stat terminology, like he just one of the real ones. Say the truth, but it goes. Well, maybe just me, Matt. But me knowing Jay-Z and Jay-Z my man's at the game, yeah. I'm not going into the garden and losing. Like Jay-Z is with me. Right. Like what are y'all talking about? Like, so it's that type of game. But Jay the man, like all the experiences around Jay was super cool. Jay been Jay the whole time. Jay been super rich like the whole time. Like,
y'all still got a relationship?
Nah, I ain't really been around. I'm just coming back outside. But I know if I bumped into Jay,
it's gonna be pick right back up.
It'd be up.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
I hope y'all bump into each other because I know about that dynamic with you and him.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact. Now Jay super dope. Me and Jay was at one night we in Baseline Studios and him and Juan going to the game, and I'm air hustling. I'm like, I want to go to the game, and Juan turned to me like, all right, give Bassy my ticket. All right. So Jay was like, meet me at 12 o'clock on the side. Don't be late. I'm like, all right, I'm there at 10 o'clock. It's so funny. It was me and Joe Buttons was over there. I don't know who Joe Buttons was waiting for. That's just my mental thought in the story, right? So Jay get there, get out the Maybach. I walk with him and shit. He going through his pockets like he just got in from the night. He take his chain out, the big rock chain. I'm like, let me wear it. He's like, nah, you're not getting me in trouble. Put it back in his pocket. So we get to the seats. Yao Ming was playing. So I'm like stuck. Like, it's my first time seeing Yao Ming. And somebody from the Knicks came over and he was like, Jay, we gave you these tickets tonight, so you can't give Sebastian the ticket, you're gonna get us in trouble. And Jay ignored them completely like this. Jay said, $1,700, $1,800 for the ticket right there. Went right back into the game. I remember just watching like this, like, I would have went. You could have handed me the two. I'd have went outside, watched it on the TV. Nah, but Jay been that cool the whole time. Like, yo, let me get the Maybach here. Facts. I ain't never had to ask for nothing. Facts. Jay just knew the vibe. Like, gave me the ice watch, all that. Like, Jay is a Jay. Facts.
Although you did well in high school off the court too, can you imagine being in this social media era with your style of game and where they could really give you the millions of dollars and it's not have to hide or be in trouble for it? Everyone's making a mixtape now. Like, can you imagine what you could have done in this TikTok and Instagram generation?
It's trash getting paid on Instagram for just dribbling and being trash bags.
Man,
stupid.
I like my era better because it wasn't everybody. Right. So I feel like now it be kind of down. Yeah, I'll be watered down right now.
Down for sure.
But
I'm saying, what kind of money though? Do you feel like you could have made in a real NIL where they could have really came and gave you like, here, Batsy, take this too, like. Because you were already pretty much doing it.
I mean, if I'm dominating the same way, but now it's kind of different. I feel like the popular kids is kind of getting them situations. Well, I would have been one of them kids because Steph, my cousin, also. So I would have ate right now. What?
Yeah, crazy.
What they said the high is like 5 million. Like, what little Bronny got? Like, somebody got like 5 to 7 million. Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Can you imagine that?
And then Instagram, I would have been getting the baddies then. Like, I would have been like, yes, tap. I would have been getting the all-American chicks.
Cannabis. Talk about your journey with cannabis, something you're passionate about. You came and blessed the whole group when you came in here. We appreciate that. But talk about what the tree does for you.
We got Sweet O's. We got Sweet O's. My little brother, my younger brother, I don't like calling him little. My younger brother, Ethan King Osiris, and that's his real name. That's what my mama named him. Ethan King Osiris Telfair. Graduated from Idaho, business degree. He's out in Arizona. Got one of the biggest dispensaries in Arizona, and we also got the cookie shop out there. So him and Burn the 50-50 on the spot, running it up. Like, we just, enjoying ourselves, trying to get that Luka energy.
Shout out Brazzy.
obviously the NBA has come a long way with its smoking policies. You know, a lot of people fell by the wayside, but one notable person was Michael Beasley. He got into some trouble behind the tree and loaded talent.
The NBA owed Michael Beasley some money. Don't you think? Between him being fined, between him coming in so young, between him being fined, between that like really being a narrative on his whole career, like, and now it's perfectly fine, right? Or what they do, get one test?
Nothing.
There's nothing. So you could smoke in the NBA now.
We had a lot to do with that, man.
Of course. So I don't understand. They got to double back on Michael Beasley. Like, Michael Beasley supposed to make
he was cold too.
300 M's in the league, man. Quiet.
Beasley was cold as fuck. Strong.
The weed stopped him. So I don't know if they gave him the right outreach to go about it, to say like, yo, this is helping me mentally or helping my body. But at the time, they was just doing him, paying him like the bad guy, putting the narrative, paying him less than what he's worth. And now, you know, he didn't get to finish his career out, and that's perfectly fine. So I'm like, they could look at his fines and give him his money back.
That was the rules at the time, Bazzy.
So what? You're not robots.
We all were smoking.
Everybody, they know the league was smoking. And you know, so they benefiting
half the league was in the drug program.
That was the rules at the time.
They tried to put me in a drug program like my last year.
We were in there numerous years.
You wasn't going?
No.
He said I wasn't going.
Cursed them out. Because NBA not robots, and they got to understand that if Michael Beasley would have had a perfectly fine career or double his pay if he didn't have that narrative put on him. Why I feel like, I know it was the rules, but why I feel it's important, because the narrative that's put on guys is like, we got to start controlling that narrative, because that shit is more important than what we think, right? So as players, we be saying, all right, that narrative affect how we get paid, right? That's important, but what's more important right now is the value that we have as players when we get done playing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of call it the Stephen A. Smith effect. You know what I'm saying? Because they put this narrative, and not to really point Stephen A. Smith out, because it's really a collective when you really look at the narrative they put on the players. What I mean by that, like, the narrative is the value of an NBA player when he get out of the NBA, like a Carmelo, for him to go do business, it should be skyrocket. The opportunities should be through the roof. And the reason why we're not getting these opportunities and it's not skyrocket, job opportunities for us, because the narratives that's put on us the whole time. And what's the narrative? We're not winners. There's only one winner. There's only one winner. So they make a big thing about the championships, and they controlling the narrative with that. And when the guy get out the league, if he didn't win a championship, he don't have no value in the real market world. So I think as players, we need to change the conversation right now to let them know that, no, Melo is everything. He is a champion. He is the world. And right now they got us, when we get out the league, they trying to do it to Westbrook. They trying to put a certain narrative on him. And we think it's about to get him out the league or about his money. No, it's about when he's done. They want to control that value of what he's able to do. Because if we all walking out the league who we really are, we players, we done magnificent things, we have huge followings, the job opportunity should be there. And they're not there based on that narrative. Like, oh, that you ain't got 6 rings?
No, I agree with you, because it took me forever to get that narrative off of me about who they perceive me as because of the brawl. But the times are different. We couldn't control our narrative. We didn't have social media.
Yeah,
it wasn't podcasts and stuff now. You know what I'm saying? So now we can control our narrative, but you are right. Back then we couldn't.
Yeah.
We couldn't. We had to just, whatever they said about you,
that's what it was.
Just had to be that.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
was.
And then not only when they say it, it's gonna be on TV 10 times saying it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you are right. But now they have the opportunity to control their own narrative.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you're right about that. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, because the value is down on the players right now. And I'm like, I got to change that.
You should never have nothing to say bad about Russ Westbrook when he's all-time leading in 3 triple doubles.
You got to give us all every day.
You should never have nothing to say about a guy like that.
He's a hard worker. This is a superstar. A Fortune 500 company should be knocking. He should have 50 of them.
But you don't talk about Karl Malone.
He won't. If you listen to Stephen A. Smith and them narratives.
But they don't treat Karl Malone like that.
Karl Malone.
And he did worse shit.
Get me started.
Yeah, don't get me started on him either.
Don't get me started. But I feel like as players, we got to start controlling that narrative, and we got to start networking a little better. I don't really like saying it like that. That sounds like some shit like they said when I first got in the league 1,000 years ago, networking. Nah, we got to come up with a different slogan or something, because dudes is not working together. We got all the influence. We made all the money. So why the perception of the retired players is not where it's supposed to be? Why aren't dudes doing business? Why it's not up? Why we don't go? I want that Luca Brasi energy. Everything up and it's stuck. You need a job, come holler. They don't want that for the players. Why not? We got all the influence. 1,000 million kids on watch you. You helped other households. People say, yo, my kid watched you. My kid went to school because of you.
Rachel Nichols told me when I retired, she said, the retired athlete is the most wanted. The retired athlete that can speak is the most wanted athlete, not the athlete that's playing. Rachel told me that when I first retired.
But that's true, but I don't really care about being one day. I want us to hedge fund ourselves.
That's gonna be hard to do because you got so.
It's not.
It is, bro. Because
it's
you got.
Not, but it is. It shouldn't be.
But no,
it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But
everybody ain't like us.
But what I'm saying, I'm not saying I don't want to create Apple. I don't want to be that. We don't need $2 trillion, bro. We just need some energy. We need
like-minded individuals.
We need like-minded energy. We need that. We need to pull up Billy Hunter papers.
These niggas too much.
What's up with Billy Hunter? Y'all mention Billy Hunter? Y'all Billy Hunter fans?
Yeah. Billy Hunter.
We need them.
He went to jail, didn't he?
Billy Hunter in jail?
Yeah, he got in a little trouble. I don't know if he went to jail, but he got in.
For what?
I thought he went.
Nah,
did he have to sit up for that scandal?
He not in jail, bro.
I'm not. I didn't say he's still in jail. I thought.
Yeah, because somebody gave me his number recently and gave me a book, so because he told me to call him. So
The Players Association.
Lavish vacations and shit.
He was parlaying.
I don't want to get in between that. Bro. I don't want to get in between that, right? But boom, because we control the narrative now.
Right.
I'm not asking. I'm saying it. I'm a former player and I'm here talking. So we control the narrative. Whoever's in that position, and it shouldn't be a player. Billy Hunter job should not go into a player, because if you're a player, you make $300 million. You don't have the time to do the right job. That's just my opinion.
And you really don't care about the last nigga in the league.
And you don't care about the last nigga in the league. Yep. And you make $300 million. I don't know your childhood, right? So if I don't know your childhood, I'm not exactly sure how common it is for somebody to need some help. Because you could put a kid that grew up perfectly fine, middle class, went to fucking Duke, and then went to the league, and then now he's the head of the thing. He don't understand when somebody needs some help. So I'm not to blame him. You can't blame him. He really don't understand. He looking at you like, why you don't have a job like everybody else? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, where I come from, everybody need help at some point. So somebody got to be in that position right there, right? So boom. Can't be one of the players. Get that out of here. NBA, y'all can't have one of the players as the head dude. Chris Paul, he make 50, 60 million a year. He don't give two shits about Skip to Malou. What? He don't care about Bassy? Hold on.
No.
Let me finish
that. Bassy, I can't let you do that, Bassy.
I'm saying it though.
They got the older guys lifetime retirement. The NBA, Chris Paul went back and got our vets, guys we looked up to.
Tell me.
Retire. So you got to give them props for that.
No, I don't know that, so you got to say that.
Okay, yeah. So he cares.
No, you got to say that. You got to say that.
No, he
so
cares.
boom.
I can let you do.
Let me finish.
Dog.
Facts, but it still shouldn't be a player.
Right. Okay. I'll agree with you on that.
Because Chris Paul world, like, he take care of his family, but no, he don't got common people on his phone needing cell phone money. And what? I bet I put something on that. Facts. So boom, you can't be in that position. Because you don't understand. There's nothing wrong, but you just don't understand. You got to put somebody half common that understand how to make it work. How is that going to help us? Because I'm here to advocate for the athletes, right? So when Donaghy was cheating, they came into the locker room and they said, if y'all make a comment, we're going to find the shit out of y'all. And then they came back and said, we ain't telling y'all how much. Because we just sent the guy to make all the money to make the comment. And he'd take the $25,000. So they ain't tell us how much, because they was protecting the brand of the NBA, right? I understand that as an adult. I understand that then. So if Antoine Walker walked into the Players Association office and he's in whatever $3 million debt, I got a problem with that leaving that office. If we supposed to be the big NBA, right? This is the biggest thing going in our culture, right? How did I leave that office? That can't leave that off.
You giving a hypothetical or that really happened?
It did happen because we've seen it all over the newspaper and all that dumb shit. Right? That's not protecting the athlete. They do that so the value of the athlete is down. Y'all could have found a way to handle that behind the scenes. I feel. Back to I'm sorry, but the Billy Hunter. If you in that position, like right now, I don't give two shits Billy Hunter if his family each $1 million and they all went on vacations and they all got jobs. I don't care because Sebastian Telfair wouldn't have much money without Billy Hunter and the way he put them accounts together. Because them accounts wasn't like that the whole time. Y'all two players with me. We didn't have them extra shits. Dudes that played before that, they don't got them extra accounts. Sep, Ira, Roth, the Fort, they don't got all bridge account, annuity account. They don't got that. Supplement account. They ain't have that. That's Billy Hunter doing. Billy Hunter's the only one in there talking about we need to get a bank. He was around during your time. He was talking bank. I said, so how you go from he about to get us a bank till he hired one of his? Boy, that's what we do when we up, boy. When black people we up, we hire somebody we know that's probably not qualified. But we still gonna get it done. That's why we there.
Preach.
What are they talking about? You can't fire him from that. And we still buy that.
Everybody do it. Not just black people, everybody do it.
I'm only talking from my community and my culture.
We just
nobody white called me asking me for nothing. Nobody white called me asking me for nothing. Everybody that called me asking me it's mine. You heard?
Yeah.
So, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with needing help. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you the big dog, y'all gotta take better control over that with that players union, bro. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. No, Jaylen Brown can't be making $300 million. And he's the Billy Hunter. So Billy Hunter, that was his job. That was his only job. He had them conversations through years of knowing what's gonna happen to most players when they done playing.
I got a question.
He knows what's gonna happen with most. Jaylen Brown don't know the feeling of what's gonna happen and what the door's gonna be knocked after that. So how can he be in that position?
There's always been players. Always been the president.
That's not true.
Because Fish was the president.
He was the side of something. They had a whole. But he had his own staff. I'm talking what I seen with my own eyes. I was really there.
Nah,
my jury said
he was a spokesperson.
No, Fish was the president of the Players Association.
Hunter was just a spokesperson.
Yeah,
he was just a spokesperson. He was a representative. Yes.
Fish became the president on that shit. That's when they were sliding it in to get Billy Hunter out. He became that at the same time. Billy Hunter get out of there. Stop it. It was never up under him. No, yeah, they probably let him intern. Yeah, go intern him because we're about to get this nigga out of here. This nigga gonna get back. What? If Bassey spent all his money, he's still gonna have $8 million fucking with Billy Hunter? Nah, get him up out of there. Yeah. What? That's the truth. I want somebody to say, no, Bassey, that's not true. I've been in the NBA too. That's not true. That's the truth. What? You coming to the NBA right now, so you can spend all your money, you gonna have $8-10 million in them accounts. That wasn't true for Stephon and them. That's only on Billy Hunter. I don't know what Chris Paul and them added into that because I've been off the scene. I'm not in that world no more. You feel me? I went back, you know what I'm saying? I'm back into the regular world happily, right? So I don't really know. But when I left, I watched Billy Hunter do all of that and I watched them fire him. So from my point of view, and I'm gonna step on nobody's toes. I don't feel no way against nobody, but like that looked funny. And dudes ain't really out here like that. For us to be basketball players and that shit look real regular out here, man. I'm trying to tell you, if you're not actively working, try to tell me I could have been a 10-year all-star and made $300 million. I would have to stick around the NBA to make a living. I'm gonna make a living no matter what, bro. But I feel like the fact that we got the ball and we really are making the money and we really do got the influence, we gotta implement something else. I don't know what it is. And it might be half money, half perception. It might be, but right now it's quiet. It's quiet for retired players. It's like quiet. We last on it. Ain't nobody really, ain't nobody Jay-Z in the game. Nobody took it and flipped it up 3 times. And now when Lil Wayne get tax trouble and got 7 million taxes, what Jay-Z did to them taxes?
Jay-Z took care of it.
Y'all ain't read what I read?
Jay-Z took care of it.
All right, that's big dog talk. We ain't got no big dog around basketball.
Nah,
like
we don't.
that.
We don't because
and you need one.
Let me tell you why though. The motherfuckers that would do that, they're not giving that money to.
I feel like,
you feel me?
That's why I said hedge fund.
You feel me?
Because it don't gotta be a trillionaire. It gotta be something that's sturdy over there that we building something on. You know, it might be one building There might be 2 buildings. You know what I'm saying? Something. Joe Smith. I watch Joe Smith. I advocate for the athletes. I told Ken, I was mad at you going at Chalmers like that. I was so happy when Ben Goin got up and said something. Chalmers answered, it was all dark. I'm like, Chalmers, you're supposed to respond like this. Everything marble. I'm a basketball player. I represent this.
So Ben Gard responded?
Yeah.
What did he say?
How
you supposed to respond?
Yeah, Cam, I show my account and everything up over here. How you supposed to respond? You represent the basketball players. Cam was going off of that based on how they perceive retired basketball players. Niggas is washed up. That's how they perceive us. They ain't doing no business. I am not bumping into them at the Clearport. We don't need nothing from them.
Let me ask you a question though, Bassie.
Talk to me.
What percentage of the player gotta take responsibility for that for whatever position they in? The player gotta take some responsibility for that. Right?
Absolutely.
My fuck ups.
1000%. But my thing is this. I'm not gonna not implement something like that in because I know dudes gonna fuck up. I'm sure dudes gonna fuck up. And guess what? Dudes aren't fucking up like that.
You can't be accountable for everybody though.
It's not that bad. It's just nothing that's pity back and offer it that's making it really bubble. Stop it. What? Jay 7 million taxes. Tell IRS send my address. Swipe. Because he represent music. He like, I can't have Lil Wayne in jail for feel me. You can't have Lil Wayne.
Right.
Like
we don't have a Jay-Z, but who would be that?
It don't make. I'm really trying to throw the idea out there versus to put the.
I can't see nobody in basketball being that with so much money, so many different players with so many different attitudes,
and that's why it's
so
quiet.
much money,
and that's why it's quiet.
You know what I'm saying? These niggas got their own agendas. Half of them fake.
It's supposed to be the players' union, but like, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know.
So what's the true meaning of players' union? That's what we need to be asking.
What's the true meaning of the players?
That's what we need to be asking.
Like, so what's the situation I gotta be in to get assistance? Do I gotta be Delonte West?
Have you discussed this with the players' union?
Everything I say to them.
No, you said you would or that you did?
I said most
you said it already.
I'll talk to the NBA more than the union.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we trying to implement something in where with these divorces. When we got into the league, they said 7 out of 10 dudes get divorced. Now it's 9 out of 10 get divorced. We clearly watching it. Don't care if you was the slam dunker and the big money maker. They leaving too.
We all get divorced.
So why they don't put a contract in right now when the guy get into the league and his girl, when he say, oh, this is, Susie, right? She got to go in there and sign the contract too.
What's that contract consist of?
It's basically an in-house prenup where it's like his money could be up for divorce if y'all don't get your own prenup, but these NBA accounts, like his service accounts, is not up for debate. That's not up for debate. So when y'all get divorced or not,
good luck with that one.
Does that happen otherwise?
Well, it don't make a difference. Did anyone else got that many niggas making that much money collectively?
No.
Shut up.
No. That's it. No.
All right, then. It's facts. This is direct. It's 350 players. What are you talking about? It's 350 people. You can't come up with a contract for 350 people? It's only 300 from America now, too. We ain't getting there.
That's going to be hard.
So what would you want the contract to be like?
I just said it very simple. These accounts right here, that's under the ones that we get from the NBA, the ones that we could put the money in every year and all that, those are for the player. Those are not up for discussion when it comes to
you're not talking about just the bank accounts. You're talking about
bank
all
accounts.
The
that's regular. That's like everybody. That's
my pension.
Your pension. Y'all know the accounts? What
I know.
Y'all came in.
I got all of them.
Oh, I'm about to say I got 7, 8 NBA accounts. I don't know what y'all got. So, and that's new. That's all Billy Hunter. Steph and them, they was dudes leaving 3, 4 of them 90s. They was leaving with a pension. Ain't had to wait till you're 65. So yeah, you gotta be perfect, bro. You better be doing business and networking and all that. Like, stop playing with me, bro. I want to build something where it's like, if I'm a part of a big corporation like that, it's some incentives at all times.
All that shit tied into retirement too, though.
That's a fact. That's a huge thing. Retired players, you can't leave the retired players out. We represent the league.
Because when people think when you say retirement, they think you're talking about retirement money. Now that's other money involved in that, like you talking about, what people don't understand. Because you can get your retirement and still get money every month.
Fact.
A check every month.
Fact. But yeah, we can't let that. A lot of that's going to the divorce right now. So we can't. That's something to stand on right now. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that, because right now, if we know it's 9 out of 10 being, and when I keep saying that, I want somebody to say, no, that's not true. Nobody's saying shit when I say that.
When the 9 people
9 out of 10 dudes is getting divorced.
Yeah, because we both divorced.
All 3 of us.
Yeah.
He said, don't leave me out.
Yeah, we all divorced.
I'm just saying, like, so it's not to point out our situations in general. I'm
We're
trying
the
to
norm.
help for the next kids and
We're
for
the
the
norm.
future, because that's a real problem.
Yeah.
That's a huge problem. Maybe the families that stay together. So I'm not trying to pick on a woman. I want to keep the families together.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Or maybe